Hello, everybody, and welcome to In This Very Ring. You boys are back, baby! After a long hiatus, Butters, Ritz, we're back. Mr. Pete Evans is not here right now. We wish him and his family a lot of love. They're going through something a little bit personal right now, so a lot of love for them. Thoughts and prayers are with them, absolutely. Well, Butters, we're back on the road to WrestleMania. It kicked off Saturday night with an amazing Royal Rumble event that we're going to get to in just a little bit. But first, I want to talk. So we're doing this right after Raw went off the air. So many different people say, "Oh, don't tell them we're recorded" or whatever. No, we're recording this Monday night, February 3rd. Raw just went off the air. I want to talk about what we just saw. After the match between Sami Zayn, CM Punk, the Elimination Chamber qualifier match, CM Punk gets the win. Great match, back and forth between the two. Zayn and Punk shake hands. Punk goes out of the ring, and there's an attack by Kevin Owens, who got victimized on Saturday night by Cody Rhodes. How do you feel about that attack? About Kevin Owens coming after his best friend?
I think Kevin Owens is going to blame Sami Zayn for his loss to Cody Rhodes. I think we're going to get some form of Kevin's in denial that he lost, rightfully so, to Cody, after Cody freaking plowed him, Alabama slammed him through the ladder, and then, proceeded to take the title while medics were looking at him. Because Sami came down to check on his buddy, Kevin Owens now has a reason to blame somebody else but himself.
Yeah, I really do think that. All right, let's go back to Saturday night. You have to when talking about this.
Yes.
So you go back to Saturday night and you watch that battle between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. And really I can't remember the move now off the top of my head. But they're in the ring. The ladder is set up in the middle. They got the little bridge under the ropes. And was it a pile driver? Was it I don't remember what he hits, but he hits Cody off of maybe it was a Death Valley driver or something like that. Mm-hmm. He hits it off the ladder, and Cody just drops. And I think I was texting you guys. I texted so many people throughout the course of Saturday night. At some point, I text somebody, and I go, this match is over. Because medical officials, everybody swarmed the ring because KO's down, Cody's down. And it kind of looked like Cody got knocked out, right? Which, first and foremost, hats off to both of these guys for an impressive showing Saturday night. I do think they stole the show. I think they tore the house down, stole the show.
Probably match of the night.
Yeah, I definitely. I was kind of bouncing that around. Match of the night. I think the men's Royal Rumble has a better payoff at the end, but match of the night for sure. But then you also have. So both men are out. I'm like, this match is over. The second I realized it's not over is when Sami Zayn came out. I said, okay, we're still rolling here. This match is still going.
I, honest to God, thought Sami Zayn was going to turn on Cody.
I'm going to take it one step further. I don't know if I would necessarily say turn on Cody, because a turn on Cody in my head would have been attacking Cody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Further, like when they got up and right before the Alabama Slam, attacking Cody, that would have been a turn. I thought they were going to do something really dumb.
I
thought they were going. Hold on, shut up. I thought they were going to have Sami get in that ring, climb to the top of that ladder.
Thinking the same thing I'm thinking.
Grab the title, and Cody did it weird, and I don't know if he didn't know or nobody told him. But he ripped both. It was really clunky. Instead of taking the hook off, he ripped both belts off.
Well, it looked like he was struggling to take the whole thing off as a whole, so he just ripped the belts off.
Okay. And so I thought they were going to have him do that and give and he was going to give each man a title, but give them the wrong ones. Right? And all the confusion. Like, just say, all right, this match is over. You both get the belt you walked in with, and we'll figure this out another day kind of deal. And he gives Owens the Undisputed title. Right? Or just give Kevin Owens both titles, which to some would be turning on
That's
Cody.
where I was going with it.
To some would be turning on Cody, but to me, I don't know if that would be turning necessarily. Right? Because you don't turn in the world of WWE, you don't turn on somebody until you attack them. And that was really evident tonight with the attack on Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about Pete just messaged us.
I just saw
from Raw. And it was awful.
For me, it was fine till right there at the last match, and it just started glitching hard.
Yeah, but anyway, so.
But I figured
the whole time. Sorry to finish my point. So the message from Pete, I thought something had happened, so that's why I looked at it.
Yeah.
So the whole time, right? You're watching Sami Zayn be held back by one of the referees, and I can't take my eyes off of Sammy for most of the rest of this match because I'm waiting for him to do something. He comes running down here to check on his friend, and then he just watches. And then he watches Kevin Owens get turned into a chalupa after an Alabama slam, which that could have gone so badly. Have you watched it back yet?
What, the Alabama slam into the...
Yeah, specifically the Alabama slam moment.
Yeah, what about it?
His head gets perfectly caught between two of the rails.
Oh yeah, he got freaking demolished into that. He got melted into that ladder.
But he hit it so perfectly because I think any other way it could have gone so much worse.
Oh, very, very much so.
But so then you fast forward to tonight, 48 hours later, and the show goes off the air. Kevin Owens attacking Sami Zayn. Mm-hmm. And I think more so than, oh, you didn't help me win, I think it's more going to be, you just sat there and let him beat me.
As I said, he's going to blame Sammy for everything. And instead of blaming himself for losing, once again, he now has a scapegoat to go, you did it, not me.
But we're taking that a step further. This is a higher level thinking here. Screw your scapegoat. I think it's more like perfect example, right? My buddy Jax. We go out a lot. You and I don't go out anywhere.
Yeah.
Or I would use you as an example. We hang out. We just don't go out like Jax and I do to, bars and different things like that. So if Jax ends up in a fight, I'm not just going to sit there and watch this other guy beat the brakes off of him.
Right.
And go to dump him through a table. And vice versa. So I think that's, if they're smart, don't play Sammy as a scapegoat. Let me phrase that. As just a scapegoat. As just the guy who didn't attack Cody. Well, I'm sorry, let me phrase that. Who didn't help KO win. Play it off as, you're supposed to be my friend, dude. And you just let me get my ass kicked from pillar to post.
Mm-hmm.
Which for most of the match is fine, but when you walked out there and you were there right before you watched, anybody with a brain knew that he was getting Alabama slammed through that ladder. And I say that only in the sense of Cody doesn't have a lot of moves that he put somebody up on the shoulders for, right? It's not like it was going to be a belly to belly or a power bomb. It might have been a power slam, but I think that becomes very, very dangerous, especially for like Cody's hands or something like that. So the only other option is to Alabama slam him through it.
I think he overshot a little bit.
A little bit, but yeah, we'll take it in stride. And so that's the route they gotta go with it. Or I'm sorry, I know this is leading towards KO versus Sammy at WrestleMania in some capacity, whether it's for a title, not for a title, whatever. I think they're gonna put these two together at Mania, and I think the story is better with KO playing the victim of Sammy, this beloved hero, loved by all, not defending his friend when his friend was getting the snot kicked out of him.
Yep.
So I kind of shocking. Shocking in the sense of I did not expect to see Kevin Owens this week. I did not.
I was expecting KO to be off for at least till Chamber.
No. If nothing else, I did not
build up
expect
for Mania.
him. No, I did not expect him to be out that long, but I expected him to take like the week off or something. You know, sell the injuries a little bit more. He did a good job selling the injuries in the ring, right? Like kind of collapsing after he hits Sammy over the head.
Yeah.
And everything like that. But I'm nitpicking. Let's kind of shift gears, though. I do want to spend some time talking about the Royal Rumble. First and foremost, what did you think as a whole of the Royal Rumble? Because I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of notes.
I'd say overall it was a good Rumble. Give it an 8.5 out of 10. The women's had a lot more surprises than the men. I will give them that. You know, the women, they had the women breaking records all over, with Roxanne breaking records, Nia breaking records, Charlotte
stupidly.
Do what?
Stupidly breaking records.
Yeah, well, you know.
The spot sucked and you know it.
You know, the men's Rumble, you had...
No, don't you glaze over it.
No,
I'm back here. The spot, acknowledge the fact that the spot sucked and you know it.
What spots are you talking about?
The spot where she eliminates like 7 people at one time. Are you kidding me?
That's
that was
hokey.
Awful.
It was hokey. It was hokey at best. I mean, she needs a little more elimination training.
Not even that. Don't try to eliminate 7 people at once.
I get it. They're trying to make her the Kane of the Women's Rumble, but do it in a better fashion.
Yeah, there's so much better way. Because Kane didn't eliminate people like that. He just tossed them out. One
at a time.
By damn one. Sorry,
11.
That's one of my favorite things about The Rock.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Rock promos.
Supposedly she was supposed to get a few more eliminations, but, shit happens, and she didn't.
But
the women's side,
Yeah, keep
like
going.
I said,
You're giving your thoughts.
Charlotte Flair winning, I saw that coming a mile away. We all saw that a mile away. Because we knew if Becky wasn't showing, Charlotte was winning. Nobody else was winning this damn thing.
Well, all right. I know I said giving your thoughts on the whole thing, but now you're focusing in on the Women's Royal Rumble. So I want to weigh in on a couple of things. So first things first, I think the most disappointing moment of the Women's Royal Rumble, and no disrespect to her whatsoever, I think the most disappointing moment was having Nikki Bella at 30.
Yes.
And only on the sense of you knew by that point with Charlotte coming out at 27 and what was it, Nia at 29?
Mm-hmm.
Who was 28? Do you remember?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Hold on, I'll pull it up.
Like your number 30 spots for both men and women suck.
Yeah, but we already knew about the men's number 30 spot.
I didn't.
He said it on Monday Night Raw.
Oh.
It was Julia. So you had...
Julia was one I did not see.
I did not see her being a part of it, but I also kind of figured she would be. But let's roll through this for a second. This is what I love about the back half of this Rumble. You start off strong with Io Sky and Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Right? Lyra Valkyria, Chelsea Green. Okay, we're cooking with the mid-card champions. And then you go B-Fab. There's one person where I'm like, probably shouldn't have been in the Royal Rumble. And only in the sense of she did not impress me. She has done nothing to impress me in the last few weeks that I've been made aware of her on
They're not
SmackDown.
using her as much. They're slowly starting to use her, but they're not using her as much.
Which is fine. Which is fine. I understand. But she did nothing here. Like, she didn't eliminate anybody.
I guess this is just a way to get her face out there again.
Yeah, but if you're going to do something, if she's going to be a part of the, I say a part, if she's going to be involved in the Chelsea Green, Michin, United States title picture over there, she should have had more interaction with Chelsea Green.
You should have had Michin in the Rumble.
Michin was in the Rumble.
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was. She was number 20. Are you for real right now? Did you and I watch the same event Saturday?
Who am I thinking of then?
I don't know.
For some reason, I didn't think
you're shush. B-Fab got tossed by Chelsea. Okay. Gives you a little bit further, but I don't know. Either way, then you go Ivy Nile, Zoe Stark. Not terrible.
No.
Lash Legend. I liked this. I liked bringing in Lash. Especially for a spot that you get a little bit later on in the match, which poor Chelsea. Poor Chelsea. Bianca Belair, Shayna Baszler, then Bayley, Sonya Deville. So when Sonya Deville comes out, very interesting here and something you should note. You had all of Pure Fusion Collective in the ring.
Yep.
And by God, they did nothing with that. They each had one elimination.
I think they were trying to go for a Nexus thing, but they just didn't work out.
And the only person they eliminated, the only person they get credit for eliminating is Maxine Dupree. Oi. Naomi at 15. So 1 to 15. A lot of your mid-card talent. Right there, with the exception of Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and Naomi. Like, no disrespect to anybody else on the list, but they're all very much operating in that mid-card talent kind of space. Then from 16 on, with a couple of exceptions, it is just top tier after top tier after top tier talent. Jada Parker at 16, Piper Niven at 17, Natalya at 18, Jordan Grace at 19, and this is where they announced she signed a multi-year deal with WWE, which we had heard of earlier in the day, but there weren't a lot of confirmations yet, and now we know why they wanted to wait till broadcast to announce it. Michin at 20. And then the moment everybody waited for and nobody was ready for. At number 21, and remember this number, because number 21 this year was used for both returns. Both major returns. You got Alexa Bliss. That pop was deafening.
Oh, yeah.
I've since watched because my TikTok was overrun last night with different point of views of Alexa's entrance, and some people had recorded themselves reacting to everybody's entrance.
My social media was overrun with I Show Speed.
Not mine once. Not mine once.
I would have preferred Alexa.
No, I lied. I got it one time, but I got it from he was streaming at the time, which I did not know when I was watching the the event. I probably would have tuned into his stream. No, like I don't ever watch his stuff, but knowing the access that he had, I probably would have tuned in.
Yeah.
But it's his point of view. He was talking to Stephanie, oddly enough, which I did not catch on the broadcast. And he was like, nah, hell no. And it was pure comedy, pure Triple H comedy right there. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But Alexa does come out. I loved her jacket, the Fiend Forever jacket, which WWE cut away from, and I don't.
Fiend / Friend Forever.
Yeah, I don't know if they were necessarily, if that was an intentional thing. I think that was a mistake because they tried to cut back quickly, but she'd already turned back around. Zelina Vega at 22. Here's one where I'm like, Candice LeRae at 23. Stephanie Vaquer at 24. Trish Stratus at 25.
Calm down there, boy. Calm down there, big boy.
Raquel Rodriguez at 26. Charlotte at 27. Julia at 28. Nia at 29. Nikki Bella at 30. Charlotte would go on to win the Royal Rumble. She would eliminate Roxanne Perez right there at the end. Fantastic showing by Roxanne. Lasting 1 hour, 7 minutes, 47 seconds. Iron Woman of the match. Once Charlotte came out, I knew it was over. But you almost wanted to. And if you fast forward to tonight, where she cuts that promo, which odd choice by them. They have both Royal Rumble winners come out, and their pieces are done before the first hour is even up. Like you obviously you start with the arguably the more popular one, the more surprising one, and then you capped off your first hour with the one everybody kind of expected. I thought it was a unique choice to do that because I'll be honest, after Charlotte's promo on Raw, I muted the damn thing unless I saw people talking. Like through all the matches and stuff, I did other things to get ready for tonight.
Yeah.
Whatever have you.
To me, there wasn't much going on tonight on Raw other than the promos of.
It was a show that dragged, but then also felt like they rushed through things.
They didn't rush through making a choice.
I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. The tag team match of 2 out of 3 falls.
Meh.
Those poor bastards. Because that crowd was exhausted. I won't say dead because they react when the Street Profits come out and cost Motor City Machine Guns that final fall. Which finally we're going to do something with that. We're going to kind of lean into this, Street Profits kind of turning heel bit.
Triple Threat Mania.
Yeah, and I think that's where we're going to get they're going to get their tag team win. I think they're going to get their WrestleMania moment this year. They did come alive a little bit at that point, but that whole spot felt a little off. The whole match felt a little off. And again, I think I think they were.
When you come in behind that kind of a match, like to your point, everybody was a little tired. They weren't worn out, but they were just a little tired, so they trying to recharge their batteries a little bit.
And you run that risk when you only run a show with 4 matches, 2 of which are going to be an hour long. The other one is for your title, your lead title. Yeah, the tag team match is going to be all right, we just sat through the Rumble for an hour, bathroom, we need more food, we need this, we need that. Hell, I got up because I was sitting back here at the old, where we used to do the show. I kind of reconverted that area to like a little lounge. I was chilling back there. I got up and walked around this entire room while that match was going on.
I was at the shop the whole time.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was Saturday. They were still open. Huh.
I was doing an event during the day, and then by the time everything was said and done, I sat there and just watched the Rumble as Rob had it on.
I would have just come up there. I thought you had an event all day long.
No.
Whoops.
I thought it was going to be a little late. I thought it was going to run into the Rumble because I I kept seeing times for the Rumble being 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it was a little confusing trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Because some stuff, like, we would get notifications and it would say Eastern, but it wouldn't say Eastern on there. Like it'd be the Eastern time, so you'd have to infer. And then other stuff we were getting was saying 5 o'clock because it was a Central time. Like, screw it. We've already touched on the we already touched on the Kevin Owens Cody Rhodes match. I don't want to spend too much more time with that. Those guys put on a hell of a show.
Slobber knocker.
Yeah, man. Like,
true slobber knocker.
I was Pete said something so poetic in our chat Saturday night, right before the Rumble started, because I got amped. I got super excited as the day was going on, right? As we were getting closer and closer to the Rumble. And it was right. All right, yeah. So I had just gotten home. We were discussing what the card was, right? Because none of us had seen it yet. Pete drops in what the card is. You and I kind of go back and forth a little bit, talking about the men's match, and then Pete goes, "Let's just sit back and enjoy." And as soon as he said that, I was like, you know what? This is the first Rumble in like 3 or 4 years we aren't live for. I'm doing just that. And I planned on being on my phone the whole time, like messaging people about it. And I was in some groups. But for the most part, that phone just sat by my side and I just lived the moment.
Same. I only responded to like y'all's responses.
Yeah, I loved it. I absolutely had a blast. And it started off so well with the women. Now let's talk about this men's match. I got a lot to say about this men's match.
Come on. What's so wrong with the men's match other than Logan douchebag being at 30?
Yeah, but
I showed Speed getting.
But hold on. Let's stop. Let's set the record straight here. I knew Logan was at 30 because I paid attention on Monday Night Raw last week. Even though that promo was awful, I still recognized the fact that he said, "I'm going out at number 30." He didn't say it exactly like that, but he told everybody, "I'm going to be the last man in that Royal Rumble." So you had to put your thinking cap on. I know it's hard for you sometimes.
Well, when you say last man in the Rumble, you know, you think, oh, you're last man standing.
No, you don't.
Most people would have.
No. Everybody knew Logan was at 30, but you, my guy.
Whatever.
Anywho. My biggest gripe with this match is the news that has come out after this match. How apparently Drew McIntyre is pissed.
Took his ball and went home?
Because, quote, somebody had to get their moves in, end quote. Go back and you watch McIntyre get tossed by Damian Priest. The only thing that happens there is Damian brushes up against LA Knight, who's going after Logan Paul.
Yep.
So wait a minute. Let me see if I get this right. McIntyre, you're upset because your moment of getting tossed out of the match didn't look as clean.
Yep.
Because Damian ran into somebody else. When at the time, there's like 10 bastards still in this ring.
Well, not to mention, it was said by multiple people, it looked like they got up from their spot early.
Yeah.
To do the elimination.
Right, don't get me wrong, the timing felt a little off on a couple different things on the match, but that's neither here nor there. But my God, man, you're in a match with 10, 12 guys, however many were in the ring at the time. There were a lot of bodies in the ring. It's going to happen.
Yep.
You're gonna have that moment. And that, if anything, that should help solidify the point that, hey, you know what? It's not all perfect. It's not all as scripted as everybody wants you to think.
Look
Right?
at Braun Strowman. He was pissed at himself for dropping Finn.
Yeah. Drop Finn.
Yeah, but he was
That
supposed
music
to
was
catch it.
awful. That music was awful.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
His new music is atrocious.
I'll have to go back and listen to his new music.
No, you don't. You don't want to. Trust me. I'm gonna save you that time. No, you don't. No, you don't. At first, I thought though this was coming from everybody saying Penta's feet touched the floor.
I heard of that spot too.
So I missed it. The spot everybody was talking about, because I was like, the match had just started. We were talking about, no, the match hadn't just, maybe it did. I don't remember when it happened. I thought it happened early on. But we were talking about Rey versus Penta, you know, how it's going to be awesome for that first minute, whatever have you. It really wasn't, but it's neither here nor there, because you had Chad Gable come in. And if you really watch this first part of, you know, Rey, Penta, Chad, Carmelo, Santos, Otis, like that, there's a great story right there. You're telling great stories.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have I Show Speed. I'm gonna say this. While I may not be a fan of this guy, I have a lot more respect for him now than I did Saturday at 9:00. Why, you ask? Because, and you watch it, like, go back and watch it. He does the backflip and he's so happy. As soon as his feet land, you look at Braun Breaker, go, it's time. And Braun starts gaining speed back and forth until he just breaks the guy. I mean, they showed it on Raw, and they showed it kind of from like an angle, an elevated angle, which was a different view than I remember seeing Saturday night. When he's in the middle of the ring, when Braun Breaker hits him, that man moves before he tumbles. Like, there's a moment where Braun picks him up.
Braun had his arms wrapped around him.
Yeah, he got him good.
Took that spear like a champ.
Not many people. Triple H said it on the post show. Not many people are going to agree to take a spear from Braun Breaker coming at you at 22 miles an hour.
Right. And
now I don't know if that. I don't know if that is an accurate number. That's really damn fast for a human. In my head, that feels really fast for somebody to run.
I think it feels really fast, but I think it's almost accurate because the ring rope's giving you the bounce off.
Yeah, but still, when you think about like an average mile is 16 minutes, right?
I know.
Anyway,
but you know, and then poor Speed getting fucking trashed on the table, thanks to Otis tossing him backwards. Like, nah, bro, I ain't helping you. Bye.
The best part of that was Michael Cole. Sir, are you okay? Sir, are you okay? The commentary was on one.
I was about to say, speaking of Michael Cole, real quick, when Jordan Grace come out, or no, it was Alexa Bliss, he had made the comment about all the internet rumors being untrue or true or whatever. I said, "Oh, Michael Cole roasting the IWC."
I loved it. I was so here for it.
The double, triple, quadruple stomp from Rollins to Roman Reigns. My God, that was personal.
Yeah, but that was, and I said it Saturday night. I said, well, Roman's gone. Roman's going to be out for a while. He's missing Chamber. I think he misses Mania this year. I don't think they put him on the Mania card if Rock's not available. I think they skip it this year.
You can do Seth versus Roman.
You could. And I think they're leaving the door open for that.
Yeah.
I still think we end up CM Punk versus Seth this year. I still have that in my brain because those two still go at it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Especially if one eliminates the other in Elimination Chamber and the other doesn't win.
Yeah.
So, Ludwig Kaiser.
6 seconds. That's all it could last. But then again, if I had a girlfriend as hot as he did, I'd probably last that long too.
Whoa! Whoa. Sir.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. They were making those innuendos earlier. It's what it felt like.
But then, at number 15, the moment, at least I was waiting for. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Mm-hmm.
That place erupted. And it was so good. One, because I don't watch TNA week to week. One, to see him walk out with the TNA title. Right. I thought he absolutely deserved that win a few weeks ago when he won. I'm very happy for him. Two, to be in the Rumble. That says a lot, right? To be the only TNA guy in the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
And really the only true TNA guy on the card for the night. That definitely says a lot. What surprised me, though, was Roman Reigns at 16.
So early?
Yeah. That man put in some work.
I think they wanted to have, some sort of, somebody coming in there and dominating as much as they can while a lot of the bigger names are coming in later because Orton didn't end up returning.
Correct.
So you needed some sort of name to come about midway, some big name.
I don't remember who Joe Hendry was beating on, but Sheamus is watching Hendry just beat up somebody. And then I think it was Braun Breaker interrupted it. And Sheamus goes, I was enjoying that, fella.
Yes. Sheamus was enamored with Joe Hendry Saturday night. It was great.
Balor's music at 18 sucked. Drew McIntyre at 17, by the way, skipped over him. The Deranged Ninja Turtle, Shinsuke Nakamura at number 19. Jey Uso. Yeah, right. Jey Uso at 20. Great spot for him.
First number 20 to win it.
Yeah, when they put that up on the screen, I was like, man, I don't know if he's going to win now.
Oh, him being number 20?
Yeah, because, I mean, if you know, I had Jey winning. Like, we did a mock one of these little free-form kind of recordings last week, and I had Jey Uso winning the whole thing.
Yep.
I
had Cena.
AJ Styles at 21. Another big return at 21.
Yeah. He's now officially on Raw.
Yeah, I love that for him. Love that AJ came back. And I love it that he came back with the phenomenal music.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we're kind of going back to that Phenomenal One character. Very excited to see what he does now over on Raw. Not being on Raw yet at all during his WWE run. Always a SmackDown guy.
No, he was on Raw for a while because he had the boys with him.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that should tell you how impactful that was.
Yeah. Just like his latest SmackDown run. Very impactful.
Exactly. Braun Strowman at 22 was a surprise. But my whole point for rattling these off, because Jacob Fatu was number 12. When Jacob Fatu came out at number 12, I said, bitches be dying.
Oh, yeah, wholeheartedly. I thought he was going to eliminate more than he did. Him and Roman tied it at 4.
Yeah, I did too. I thought we were going to see almost like a Nia thing with him, where he was just going to start eliminating people
Yep.
left, right, and center.
I thought he was going to at least come close to that record, not beat it yet, but come close. Just tossing people, to your point, just coming in there like Nia and just yeeting them.
Yeah. But from 16 on, even Joe Hendry at 15, right? It's star-studded. Joe Hendry, Roman Reigns, McIntyre, Balor, Nakamura, Jey, AJ, Braun, Cena at 23, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and then you have this klutz, Dominic Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Damian Priest, LA Knight, Logan Paul. But I love the spot. It was Roman in the ring. Cena comes down. And Cena looks like a kid in a candy store. He's ready to go. He's super excited. And I think they sped up the clock here because CM Punk comes down very quickly after that.
Oh, he was hauling ass.
But no, I mean, like, just the time in between them coming out. And then Seth comes out just a few moments later. And instead of having that moment where all four are staring at each other, Seth goes right after Punk. And we're off to the races. And then Dominic Mysterio would come out. Sami Zayn doesn't last long. He gets eliminated by Jey Uso. I love that they talked about that tonight on Raw as well.
Mm-hmm.
Damian Priest, LA Knight, yeah, and Logan Paul. I want to talk about the ending, though, of the match. So you get a very quick elimination of Roman and Rollins by Punk. Then Logan Paul tosses out Punk. The beatdown of Seth of Roman Reigns from Seth Rollins occurs. You have hold on, I need to make sure I have this.
Punk gets involved at one point.
Boom, boom, boom. I don't remember if he does.
I don't remember either. I thought he did, but he might not have.
So your final three are Logan Paul, John Cena, and Jey Uso. Because we don't get a moment where CM Paul, like you have that final four moment, because Logan Paul tosses Punk almost immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Logan, Cena, and Jey. And they do a great thing of having Jey beat up on Logan and then John beat up on Logan a little bit, kind of taking turns here. John would eventually eliminate Logan, which I really liked that. I was going to go nuclear had like Logan Paul eliminated either one of those guys.
Oh my God, dude.
I would have gone absolutely nuclear. And then I thought Jey and John, because you can tell John was exhausted. He'd been in the match for 30 minutes. He had not done something that long in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so they get on the outside. They do a great back and forth. When Cena picked him up for that AA, I said, this is either going to go one of two ways. I said, Jay's going to get AA'd, out. Right? Mm-hmm. But the way John hits the AA, he normally falls. So is John going to fall first? Right? Because, John hits his, hits the AA and goes to his knees, almost all in one kind of motion, whatever have you. Is he going to hit first? Or is Jey going to somehow finagle his way back in the ring and push John off? And that's exactly what would end up happening. John sells it wonderfully. We get an awesome moment of them embracing in the ring. And then the celebration that we were all waiting for started happening. And it looked great. Yeeting all over. My brother was there. I don't know if he didn't send me that video yet, but I think he's got video of everything. He sent me. And I actually had to tell him to stop sending me videos at one point because he was 30 seconds ahead of me.
Oh.
And I think that was just the delay, the tape delay, like the regular tape delay. He was something like 30 seconds ahead of me.
That sounds about right for them to be about 30 seconds to a minute ahead.
So, like, he got the Joe Hendry entrance. Because I told him, I was like, I want the Joe Hendry entrance. I know you're not going to catch it from the beginning, But as soon as you hear that say his name, right, I want it. And my brother was smart. He would start recording at like 4 seconds on the countdown because he got a lot of good ones that he sent me.
Mm-hmm.
And so shout out to my brother Alex for that awesome content stuff. His seats were far the hell away, but still awesome. Well, because he was sitting behind commentary, like in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
And that's commentary had to have been at almost a 50-yard line. Right? But it's an awesome celebration. We get the moment where he brings in the commentary team. Like, because they end up getting on the table. And I love Wade going, oh, what the hell? And Wade getting up there. And now my eyes have transfixated on the commentary table. Because the sick person in me wants it to break. But it didn't. And we, like I said, we just do an awesome celebration between all those four. And Jey Uso's promo tonight, like my brother texted me because he was watching the promo. And he goes, this is a hard watch. And I said, yeah, but it's not a hard bad, like, because it's bad. You like, if you watch it back, go back and watch the first promo from the night. He starts off really good. Like, normal, because everything's normal for him so far, right? He's hanging out with the fans on the concourse. He starts, going down through the crowd. And then he gets in the ring, and the people start chanting, you deserve it. Right? And then they want one more yeet, and they restart the music, and he starts yeeting with them again, and the you deserve it chants pick back up, and you watch him. He's fighting back tears until he just can't fight them anymore. He lets himself cry for half a second, and then transitions into a promo before Gunther would come out. Let me ask you this. Two things, two questions. Well, first question. Did you notice how Charlotte said, I'm going to go to NXT tomorrow, and then I'm going to go to SmackDown on Friday?
Yep.
And Jey said, I'm going to go holler at Cody on Friday. But if I pick you, he never even mentioned NXT.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I don't know why they don't mention the NXT World Champion, but I guess they don't count that since they don't count Charlotte. Her NXT Women's World Title wins as part of her,
Well, two things. One, I part of me doesn't like it, part of me likes it, because they've got something good going on down there with Obafemi and Trick Williams. They don't want to disrupt that leading into Stand and Deliver, because if you bring Jey Uso in, that's going to overshadow anything that's going on down there, right? Charlotte is, she's top tier. She's a top tier name, but Charlotte's not over. No, I shouldn't say over. Charlotte's not going to elicit the response of a Jey Uso where he takes over the show.
Yeah.
Right? No disrespect to Charlotte whatsoever. She's just a heel. The other thing I want to ask you on is, how do you feel about neither one of them making a decision tonight?
I already figured that was going to happen. I figured they were going to wait till sometime next week or until closer to, the week before, or the week of Chamber, because I didn't see it happening. Like, I get it, at the media scrum, he said he was going to go on to become World Heavyweight Champion, making everybody think, oh, he's picking Gunther. But I didn't expect a pick from either of them this week. I expected what they're doing now to go to each champ and say, hey, I can pick whoever the hell I want. Be ready.
I kind of wish they had, at least on one of them. What might be my favorite champion selection, as I call it, is the year Taker won the Rumble.
Yes.
And all three champions end up in the ring the next night, and Taker makes his pick right then and there. right? He gets in Batista's face and he goes, "It's you and me."
That's what, to your point, I agree. I think they should have done that to one of them tonight.
And I thought they were going to do that with the Rhea Ripley, Charlotte, because look at the story there. And I think it's going to end up being that, because you have the first time Charlotte wins the Rumble, it's Charlotte versus Rhea for the NXT title.
Mm-hmm.
The couple years later, it would be Charlotte versus Rhea for Charlotte's SmackDown title.
Yep.
Now with Charlotte winning it again, Rhea now holds what is less commonly referred to as the Raw Women's Championship. They would be the first people ever in my book, let alone the first women, to fight 3 matches at WrestleMania, all for championships, all for different championships.
Yep.
So I think that tells a better story. Well, I shouldn't say it tells a better story. There's a story to be told there organically because of what you've done in the past. Whereas there's no reason for Charlotte to go up against Julia. And the only reason you put Tiffany up against Charlotte is to solidify Tiffany as a babyface.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't hate. Right? But
something deep down in my gut tells me
Tiffany would have to win that match.
But I feel like they're going to go Rhea Charlotte after tonight's promo.
And I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that.
Get that rubber match in.
Yeah, that doesn't make me upset at all.
Because they're making that the whole point of the whole promo. The commentary was just beating that drum of hey, they already had 2 matches at WrestleMania 1-on-1,
and that was what I figured out. They'd be the first ones ever to do it. So I would have at least liked that just a little bit, because we are. But they covered it really well with the chamber talks too, because they said, specifically talking about the men's elimination chamber, the winner of the elimination chamber will fight whoever Jey does not pick.
Yes.
I thought that was super smart. I think that leaves a lot to, like, they didn't just, and nobody just said, it's not like the old days where Jey, as a Raw guy, won the Royal Rumble. He's now facing Gunther for the title, so the Elimination Chamber becomes the SmackDown Chamber. No, this is for whoever the other guy doesn't pick.
Correct.
So, I was very, very much okay with that. You got anything else? We're 11 weeks away from WrestleMania. We've got Triple H announced as, we haven't been on in a month and a half, almost 2 months. Triple H announced his very first Hall of Famer for this year's class. I'm very excited for that. I love the Hall of Fame. It's so underrated. Like, people don't give it enough credit. It's one of my favorite nights. If you haven't
watched it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite nights of the year. I think the stories that he's going to tell are going to be awesome. I hope they give him. I don't know if I want him to have Undertaker-like time, but I want him to have.
They'll probably give him Taker time.
I truly wish for every headliner, because every headliner is usually great. Mm-hmm. Every headliner gets a lot of time,
as it should be. You are the main event of the night. You should be getting the majority of the time.
Yeah, like the 20, 30 minutes. Undertaker got an hour. I love that.
As he should.
Too. I may actually put that on when we're done here. Side note, because I love mentioning it every time I bring up the Hall of Fame. If you have never watched Bobby Heenan's Hall of Fame introduction from the late 90s, no, the early 2000s, before they really started making a big deal about it, you have to go and watch it. It is one of the funnier speeches because he says WWF, and it's right at the time where like they're changing over to WWE. And so there's an audible like bleep sound that's heard. Mm-hmm. And he goes on this tangent about how there were all these animals in the WWE, and he was a weasel sitting next to a gorilla. It's hysterical. But with that, guys, I'm going to put a nice pretty bow on our first show back. It's the new era of In This Very Ring. It is the recorded era. Again, people will say, don't tell them it's recorded. No, screw that. We're talking about things that happen, we're talking to intelligent people, number one. Well, most of you.
We're a wrestling show. We're keeping it real, damn it.
In spirit of keeping it real, most of you are intelligent and could figure out real quickly that we're recorded. So I'm not going to try to hide that from you. But two, when we're talking about the Rumble, we're talking about Raw, it would be remiss of us not to mention that it just happened for us talking about it, right? Because this show is going to drop. It's going to be Tuesday morning before the show drops. And so for us to say, oh, yeah, the other night, it's 72 hours later, why are you guys just now talking about it kind of deal? I'm never going to hide anything for you guys. So deal with it. But for Butters, I'm Ritz. We will see you all next week. New bat time, new bat day, whatever the hell. Until then, tell somebody you love them. Peace, love, and joy.